Joey. Unfortunately, we're not going to have a podcast, a traditional podcast this week or today, because last week we didn't get a chance to record anything. Some things came up, and then this week I actually got sick. I don't know if you guys can tell from my voice. I sound like I'm talking through my fucking nose. But yeah, I got sick, and I didn't want to get anybody sick or Kyle sick, so I've been kind of staying away from everybody. So that's why we didn't fit to film this week for another episode. So I'm just here letting you guys know. And maybe you and me can just chat for a little bit. So I don't really know what to talk about because I'm kind of winging it right here. We can talk about some ghost stuff if you guys want to. Actually, I can talk about one of the most scariest experiences I've had. Is actually probably one of the scariest solos I've ever done on any of them, like since season 1. That's a hard one because every single place is a little different. I think probably the most afraid of a space was had to been, I keep bringing it up, it had to been like Donna Ana, because that one was probably one of the biggest locations we've ever done. And it was it's like a maze down there, and like during the day it's a maze, but at night it's almost like another place, and it's so damn quiet in there until things start moving around or you hear sounds and stuff. But yeah, so I guess we'll talk about that. So I guess this episode or this podcast thing will be Joe's, I don't know what to call it, Joe's paranormal talks or something, I don't know. Pose for the thumbnail. or this. There you go. There's your thumbnails. Okay, I don't know which one I'm going to use. Well, you'll know by now because you'll see the picture up. Yeah, sorry if my voice sounds like crap. I've been sick for, first off, I was kind of sick for a while, and then I got better, but I haven't had a cough that just wouldn't go away. And then I got sick, even more sick again, and I lost my voice for a little bit. Sense of smell and taste and all that shit. So you're gonna hear my voice pretty shitty. I'm gonna sound like I've been smoking my entire life. Like I came out of the womb smoking. Like I came out of right when I was born, I just asked for a doctor for a light. Bummed a cigarette off the dock. Yeah, so I don't know, we can talk about ghosts and stuff. Me, personally, as a believer, in the paranormal, I'm not sure yet. I'm still on the fence. Because most of the time when we go to these places, nothing really happens. We've caught a few things I can't really explain, but I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I can explain it away, it was the wind or just the house settling, or maybe it's just us being scared and it's making up things in our head or something. But I've been wanting to work with a psychic during our investigations just to see if whatever's going on is really happening, or maybe even bring a psychic that doesn't know what's going on. We know the story, but she doesn't or he doesn't, and kind of go in there blind, and maybe they kind of pick up on and it matches up with what we know of the place. But it's hard to find, credible psychics are willing to do the stuff like this, because most psychics don't want to be on a ghost show because it makes them less credible, I feel like. because like ghost hunters aren't really like we're not scientists, like. But yeah, we mostly go do these ghost hunts just to make content and stuff, and we're trying to make hopefully make a living off of putting out spooky content. That's mostly what we're trying to do. It's mostly fun just seeing new places and stuff. But they're like I said at the beginning of the podcast, I was going to tell you like one of my scariest solo. There's two of them that really stand out. Because the one that I really didn't feel anything with was probably like St. James. Because I went into a few rooms by myself and walked around, and there's nothing going on. I didn't feel anything when I was by myself, like at all. Like nothing, no noises, no like anything happened. So that's why like St. James, when we did our solos, and we did solos that were cut from the final cut. We didn't feel like it was because nothing happened on any of them. Honestly, the only thing that happened was the one that was in the show, which was Jimmy, like a little snippet of her solo was when some footsteps like came up right behind her, which was really interesting. That was crazy. So that's the only part. So all of our solos were kind of like lame on that one. So Jimmy was the only one that actually caught anything in worth putting in the episode. But I think, I don't know, like, I'm not sure what happens when we, like, die or anything. I don't really know. I don't think anyone really knows. And if they do say they know, they're full of shit. Because no one ever knows unless you die, You don't know until it happens. That's just how I don't know if that makes you mad or anything, but no one ever knows. If anyone tells you they know exactly what happens when they die, it's full of shit. Unless they have like some superpowers, I don't. Even psychics don't even know really what happens either. Because if it was so like the information of what happens when you die, like we would already know by now. All of us would know. We would be like documentaries about it. But yeah, so back to the solo thing. So the one that I was probably the most, like I was afraid just to do it because it's the place that's a little creepy, was Donna Anna. That's our top episode right now. Go check it out on YouTube if you want to go check it out. It's probably like one of the episodes I'm really proud of because it came out really visually pleasing, and then just the way I edited the show together was just like I was like, damn, I'm doing something right. So like, please, support us. Like, even if you don't like ghost hunting and stuff, just support like your, a local filmmaker, which is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get into like cinematography and stuff. So that really helps us, in any way, really. But yeah, that one was probably like the first place. Like St. James was like a good one where we were like, damn, we're actually a location, And Donna Anna was like another place like that. But that was the first time we actually got the whole place to ourselves for hours, and it was kind of overwhelming at first when we got there because it was just like, damn, this is like a big piece of building and history. Even Billy the Kid had his trial there and stuff, and it was just like he took us in there, took us a little tour of the place, told us all these crazy stories that has happened to him and to other people that have worked there or been there, or even went on tours. Like some of the ghost stuff happens even on the tours where it's just like the history tours. They don't talk about paranormal, and sometimes people see something. You can see some of or hear some of the stories on our episode from Mr. Kreider for that runs the place. But you can actually do a tour there if you want. If you go to Southwest Expeditions in Las Cruces, you can actually get is it Las Cruces or Los Angeles? I don't know, one of those. But you can go over there and check it out yourself. You can actually do your own private investigation if you want to. I think it's like $400, I think is what we paid. and you get to go the whole place to yourself. It's pretty damn scary. Like when we got there, I didn't even know what we're gonna do. I don't even think. I don't think the first time we even did we have static cameras. I don't think we did. Honestly, I don't think we had any static cameras. That's Yeah, I don't think we ever really did static cameras. We didn't really have the budget at the time. Is it? Plus, it was so fucking huge, and there was no electricity through the whole place, so we'd have to like run like goddamn like hundreds of feet of extension cable because we don't have security camera. I want to get that next security camera, so it's all stored on one hard drive, and someone can watch and see if anything's happening. So we don't have to put memory cards in every damn camera and set it up in different places and run hundreds of feet of like extension cable and that. So. But yeah, I guess we didn't do that. We just ran like run and gun style, just 2 cameras and go. Well, that's it. That's weird, yeah. But anyways, that place was so big and so huge, and we pretty much just got once he did the tour, we pretty much just set up 2 cameras. Like, right, let's go. We pretty much went from bottom to top. Went to the bottom. Like almost pretty much nothing in the basement. There was nothing going on at all. And that's when I was kind of like, maybe this place is getting to become a dud, you know. And then we went to the 2nd floor, and then we're walking around, and then I think in one of the office areas we heard like a breath or something, or someone say "get out," and that was probably like the first piece of like, what the hell's going on? You know, hearing a voice is like a weird, like it's almost like you don't like your mind's like telling you like, oh, that's not real. Like it's probably just like your foot hitting the floor, or someone skid their shoe on the floor and it sounded like a voice, or someone rubbed against the door frame or something. But sometimes they're just like super clear, and you're just like, what? It's my mind still thinks like it's just my own hearing, but when all of us hear it, it's kind of hard to like say like it didn't happen. But that was the first piece of evidence, and then we went back, and then I think we split up right then. Because I think, well, it was Cameron, Pickles, and Kyle were supposed to go to the cell area, and then Jimmy and my girlfriend, we were supposed to go to the upstairs where the Shadow Man was. And then we ended up both in the same area for some reason. And then we switched teams. Me and Cameron split off. And then Jimmy went with Kyle and Pickles. So Cameron had the camera. And we were... Where the hell did we go? I know we went back down to the offices or back down to get something. I think we had to get the audio recorder. I think. We went down to the headquarters, and then we were going to the offices. And right through these doorways, there's a voice that comes right through one of the doors. Like you can hear someone whisper. I can't remember what it said, but it whispered. And I heard it with my own ears. And I stopped, and I was like, and Cameron heard it too. He's like, whoa, I just heard, because he has headphones plugged into the camera, which is a high, like, quality microphone, so you can hear everything. And he was like, whoa, I just heard something. I was like, yeah, did you hear that? And then I was like, maybe it's the guys up there, and we just kind of blew it off. But later on, looking at the film, it was a fucking voice. And then we went there to take the audio recorder. Nothing really happened with us. And then with Pickles and Jimmy and Kyle, they were doing the spirit box session, walking through. It's kind of they kind of overdid the spirit box. They shouldn't have been walking around that much, because you couldn't really hear anything around them because Kyle was just blurting out words like constantly. They should have like took turns on the spirit box, or like just did like maybe like 10 minutes or something, and then tried other methods. We try not to do the spirit box too much now because it does get stale right away. Especially when I'm editing it, it's just like, okay, you guys are. So most of it doesn't make sense at all. And then Pickles said he saw someone reaching out of a doorway. You can see that you don't catch it on the film, but you can see him get scared. He's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. He's like, what the? He was like, I just saw a hand, and no one saw it. It's just him. And then me and Cameron meet up with we kind of like cross paths. And then there's some footsteps Cameron hears. That was pretty crazy. It sounded like someone like running down the hallway. And then what else happened? Oh yeah, Kyle, Pickles, and Jimmy were walking past because they had Halloween props all over the place, which didn't make it any fucking less scary. It was kind of creepy because you would turn a corner because it's pitch black in there. The night vision doesn't do it justice how scary it is. Because with the night vision, it looks like clear, you know. But with your own eyes, it's so fucking dark. You can only see with like whatever your flashlight you have. So when you turn a corner, it's just boom, a fucking zombie or some stupid Halloween prop that's in there. Because it was like a little bit over after October. It was like December, so they still had all the Halloween shit. And well, anyways, one of the props was unplugged and there was no batteries in it. And for some reason, when Kyle, Pickles, and Jimmy were walking past it, it went off. And at first, Kyle didn't really pay attention to it because he was walking past it. And then it went off and he was like, oh, it's just that thing. And then Pickles stopped. And then he looked at it. He's like, that thing's unplugged. And then that's when everybody started freaking out. And then they went to check it again, and then it went off, and that's when they freaked out again because it went off by itself again. And yeah, we couldn't figure it. We called the guy, Mr. Kreider, and he even told us that yeah, he purposely unplugged everything, so they shouldn't have went off. So I don't know what the hell happened. And we actually looked at another ghost hunter team. I can't remember what they're called, but if you type it in YouTube, Donana ghost hunting or something. These other guys, it's like a little clip. They're the same thing's going off for them, and then right after that, like a cell door closes or something, and they like run away screaming. That's another thing I don't like about some ghost hunting shows is when stuff starts happening, they run away. It's like you're supposed to be there to get evidence, run towards the sound. I know it's scary, but you got to run towards it. You got to catch whatever's making that sound to prove it or disprove it. So if you're a ghost hunter that runs away, you're not a real ghost hunter. You gotta run towards it. Run towards the sound. Run towards it. And if you're getting scared, it's the perfect time to stay. You don't be like, oh, I gotta get out of here. You're like, no, you stay. Yeah, so I think that's all that happened up to there. There was another part where we did like a little spirit thing that we did. We went all the way down, which was weird, is that me, Cameron, and Kyle, and Pickles, I thought all four of us were walking down there. And I remember walking down the halls looking back, and I saw Pickles behind us. Oh, I got chills just thinking about it. Because I remember looking back and seeing the reflection in his glasses and his hair all poofy. It's creepy, because I remember looking back. But when I think about it back then, it almost kind of looked like, I don't know if it was my mind, but it looked like Pickles, but it didn't look like Pickles. Like, I don't know. It's really creepy when I think about it, because I remember looking back, and I remember seeing Pickles behind Cameron, because we're walking down to the cells. And we're all like, oh, it's creepy down here. And we get to the area where where they used to have like lunch and stuff. And I turn around and me and Kyle are like, oh, where's Pickles? And then Cameron's like, oh, he didn't come. He stayed over there. And I was like, me and Kyle were like, we just saw him. I saw him right behind us. So that creeped me out a lot. And that kind of set up that whole section. And that's when we're doing like the spirit thing. Kyle saw a little girl. We heard a girl giggle. We heard someone like touching the rail, the bars on the jail cell. Oh, I'm getting freaked out thinking because I'm picturing being there again. And then I remember hearing like a breath, like right on the other side of that cell. It was like, ah. But when I played it back, it was someone laughing at us. It was like a breathy laugh, like, It did it twice. That freaked me the fuck out. Like, when I edit this shit, I'm always alone at night. I don't know why I fucking edit at night. It's just stupid. And even during the day, I've edited during the day too. It's like creepy because like my lady's at work, and then my stepkids are at school, so I'm completely alone. And it feels like the energy of that night like comes back into like wherever I'm at editing, because I'm watching and listening to this stuff. And I have headphones on because I have to listen for stuff, because I have to listen for voices and all this shit. And when that stuff happens, like even like watching it, like you feel like you're there again, and it freaks me out. Honestly, it does. But so like that's another part of the ghost hunting investigation stuff that people don't know about. When you edit stuff, it feels weird. Like sometimes it feels like when you're editing this stuff, it feels like whatever that you hear in the camera is like behind you or something, like watching you edit or something. It's really creepy. It's like another feeling. I don't understand how that. I don't know if anyone's got any, like, maybe it's just me like freaking myself out. But yeah. Yeah, now at least, like, if I edit videos, my lady's always like asleep, like next to me, so it's not too bad. But like when I was single, I used to edit in my studio, like completely alone in the dark, or not in the dark because it'd be too creepy. I'm a scaredy cat by myself. But yeah, I just edit away until it was like, until I got as far as done, until I was like, oh, I can't do it anymore. But yeah, I always feel creepy, and then like my studio is separate from my house. So I have to like walk from my house from my studio to my house. So it's like creepy as fuck. Glad I don't have to do that no more. Yeah, I think that's like the craziest shit that happened up until then. And then we did our solos. And then like that was our first big location. So Jimmy and Pickles did not want to do a solo. They were too scared. Like, they kept trying to say, oh, I'm just tired. I was like, but we know you're scared. Like, we paid good money for us not to be, you know, I'm too tired. You know, like now, like, if we're paying money to investigate this place, you better be in it. So, yeah, they're saying that crap. So, it was just, so we didn't force them. So, it was me, it was Kyle, Cameron, and myself that did the ghost hunt. I think we did like rock, paper, scissors or something. Me and Cameron, because Kyle volunteered to go first. Like as he said on the other podcast, he likes going first because he doesn't like going after somebody in case someone pisses some kind of spirit off, and then it like attacks him after or comes after him on his solo. So next time you're going last, Kyle. You've never gone last. Going last is scary too, though. Going first is scary too, because you never know, like. But anyways, so Kyle went first. He said he saw something, like on the roof or something, and then we played the footage back, and it didn't come through. But I think he saw something, and then when we played back some of the audio, some of the noises he thought he heard were actually like something screaming. And then or it might have made a noise, but the screaming was only audible digitally. And then, sorry, my voice. Really sorry. And then Cameron did his solo last, I think. I think I went second. As we did rock, paper, scissors. Was it? Yeah, he went last. So I went second, and the only thing I didn't do was the basement. I went upstairs, and then I heard the door slam that was on the other side of the place. As I went up the stairs to the door, went past the Shadow Man's room, into that back room, and then that's when I heard the door open and close again. And then I came out of that room, and I heard someone walking towards me. And then I heard another door somewhere in the building. It was so loud that the whole building kind of shook. It was like a loud door. And I got on the walkie, and I was like, hey, did you guys hear that? They're like, no, we didn't hear anything. I was like, you guys aren't messing with me, right? And they said, no. And then that's when when the bang happened. I was like, what the fuck was that? And then when I said that, someone else through the walkie-talkies like mimicked my voice, saying, "What the fuck is that?" And that's when I was like, "What the hell? Who said that? Who just like?" And then they're like, "Nobody is on the walkie." So that was weird. The whole night the walkies were acting weird. They kept going on and off, and it sounded like someone was breathing into it or something. But me being skeptical, I'm just guessing maybe like there's a security place somewhere nearby that had the same frequency. Or they saw that we're there and they were just maybe going through the channels and then found our channel and they were just messing with us. So in my head, that's what happened. That they were just doing that on purpose. But if not, then it might have been ghosts. So another thing, and then, so when I got up, dude, it's so dark up there. Like I was scared just because the place was so huge, and it was so fucking dark. That was the only solo that I was actually afraid to like walk around, because like yes, I'm afraid of seeing something, and then panicking and not being able to find my way back. Because when you go in the solo, when you're in the cells, you're so far away from the crew that you would have to like literally run and probably get lost in the cell section, and then like just freak out and try to like get back. And by the time you get back, it'd probably take you another 10 minutes just to get back, or 5, or seem like an hour, but it's probably only like 5. But I went, so I think I went downstairs, and then I went to the cell area, and then I was walking through there. Nothing was really happening, and then one part of the section, I heard someone behind me, like footsteps. Like they're walking like behind me, and I turned around so quick, and I was like, I think someone's following me around. And then there's a section of the video where I didn't even catch when I was editing, and I didn't catch when I was there. I heard a sound, but I don't know, my brain blocked it out or what, but the guys actually brought it up after I released the video. They were like, dude, there's a part on your solo where there's a girl giggling. It's like right before, it's when I'm like about to turn a corner or something. It's before all those Halloween props. And and I went back and I listened. I was like, oh my God, I am so happy I didn't hear that, because if I heard that, I don't know what I would have done. I would have froze. And like, probably with just my ears just trying to listen around, and like just, like, you don't know what to do when you hear something. You just freeze on what, like most people are like, oh, I'll just run. It's like, nah, like when it's something that, like, you almost freeze, like almost like when a predator is like coming after an animal, and the animal hears like a stick break, and the animal just freezes for a second before it runs. That's what it feels like. But like, I don't know, like when you're down there, you just, all your senses like high up, like almost like a cat with its hair standing up. But I remember there was a section, like, I think it was like right after that, because I had the EMF reader going on constantly, and there was no electricity going on there. So when I walked through that corner, my EMF reader spiked like I've never seen it in my like entire time I've been doing this stuff. It was like screaming almost, like this. And then right there, I hear like a breath or something, or a laugh, or like some weird sound. I can't remember what it sounded like. And that's when I started getting a little freaked out. But my solo wasn't even close to being up yet. I still had like 5 minutes, so I had to keep walking around. And I kept hearing footsteps behind me the whole time, man. And then I finally was like, okay, I gotta go back. So then I finally got back. And that was probably like the most scared I've ever like been, like just being alone. This, not the ghost part, but just the place was so creepy and huge, and it was just dark. It was like stepping into a horror movie, like. And it's not like a nice place. It's not like oh, it's beautiful. It's a fucking place where inmates used to be, bad people. And there's someone that was killed there before, like. So it wasn't that fun of a place. And then the second solo was probably Gila. I won't go through the whole episode because it's a long episode. But we did catch like a picture of a fucking ghost, which I'm really proud about. Go check it out. That was probably the most craziest like thing I ever caught. We actually caught like a window opening and shit. Voices. We get voices every fucking episode. But that one was pretty crazy. My solo, I went to the spot where I heard a voice earlier in the episode, and I was like, can you make a noise? It knocked. Can you make another noise? Knocked. And I was like, do you want me out of here? It knocked again. I was like, all right. And I was like, didn't say anything. I was trying to act like nothing happened. I was like, all right, I'm going to go walk upstairs. Went up to the attic. Nothing happened up there. I was walking back down to the second floor. And there was I like stood there and I was like, all right, like I'm almost done. Like, where do you want me to go? Make a sound. And then I heard, come here. It didn't really pick up on the camera. We can kind of hear something. But I was like, all right, I heard over here, so I'm going to go that way. I got chills again. And then I walked that way. And I was like, all right, I'm in here. Where are you at? And then my fucking light the battery just dies. And complete pitch black darkness. Fucking, like, you have, like, my heart jumped into my throat. Like, in the video, I looked pretty damn calm. Like, I played it off pretty good. But in my body, I wanted to jump out of my skin. And luckily, I always have my backup flashlight. I always have it clipped. It's like one of those rotatable ones that straight, and then you can rotate it to like an L shape, and you can put it in your pocket. So luckily, I have that one because I freaked out, and I was like, and then right when that happened, I heard noises in the stairs. But I don't think you heard it because I was moving the camera around because I was kind of panicking. So I get my flashlight, click it on, and it's so dim because it's not as powerful as the flashlight that was on there. And it's like a pinhole kind of. And I'm like looking around. And I was already freaked out. And then I heard another sound. So I turned that way and walked that way. And then my walkie-talkie falls out of my hand or something in my pocket. That freaked me the hell out. I grabbed it. I looked down the hall, the cells. I was like, is anyone there? And I hear another voice. And I stood there for a little bit. And like I just said it earlier, I was like, go towards the sound. This time I freaked out. I got scared. I was like, I just pretended like I didn't hear it. I heard it, but I was like, all right, I guess you guys don't want me around here. And nobody's saying anything, so that's it for my solo. I go downstairs and that was it. That creeped me out because I would have to go all the way down those cells again, and that scared the shit because I was already freaked out and they're already fucking with me, so I think they were ready to scare me even more. That was creepy, but thanks for sticking around. Maybe we'll do more stuff like this, or maybe we'll talk about ghost stuff, or maybe let's be like another spin-off of this podcast or something where we talk about paranormal, anything. I don't know. Maybe we'll try to bring some psychics on here or other ghost hunting teams that are from here, and maybe talk about their experiences or something. Even if it's a video call or if they can actually be here physically. But if you're a ghost hunter or if you have spirit or like stories, and you want to be on the podcast to tell your story, you let us know. Leave in the comments or send us a message on Instagram or anything really, Facebook or TikTok even. I think we have a TikTok, and then let us know if you're a ghost hunter and you want to do a virtual call. You have your own ghost stories, stuff like that, or you want to send a video and we can just play it. Cool. Thanks for Joe's paranormal talks. I don't know what it's called. Cool. You guys have a good one.